Good morning. So, we're starting a few minutes early today. Not by a whole lot, but by a little. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm starting to enjoy this weather. Um, I think today's overall game plan is to slow down. Um, Sometimes jumping on trades really quick and early is useful. Um, so I am getting ready to get started here. Sorry, I'm working on a few things here. So give me 1 second. I got a personal matter kind of going on. I found out early this morning. So today's plan is to probably not probably is going to trade slower, maybe slightly smaller position sizing. It's going to be trying to get the right um the right entries. Try to ride it out a little bit more. Um, I'm not going to try to do the choppiness in here. I want to try to find just these large moves and then work on that. When it gets into this choppy stuff, I'm going to stop. And I was reviewing some trades yesterday when I had the opportunity. And the one thing I kept on noticing is, these big moves kind of happen kind of early, and then it kind of gets into this choppy mode. So if I get into this chop mode here, and let's say I'm green, or if I jump in and it goes up, what I'll do is I'll stay right at entry, and I'm going to try to let that ride if I jump in. This stock here, if I trade it, it's going to be on a small level, much smaller share sizing. Because that one, the spread on it is just way too wide, and it put me in a bad spot yesterday. Acar, you haven't said anything yet, but I see somebody over here watching me in my Twitch, and I'm taking a really strong guess it's going to be you. Good morning. Um, if it's not you, then say hi. So I'm gonna try to stay out of the chop because that's where I'm losing my butt. like for real. So if I can get in at a good level where there's some volatility that I want, and then kind of ride that out, that's going to be what I'm going to be looking for. Tesla is getting into this red green, red green, red green, red green, red green. So it looks like it could end up going through a drop for today. It is a little bit on the elevated side. It is higher where it closed, but that can switch kind of quick. So I'll probably be looking at getting in below the 272, maybe 271 if I get into it. Like I said, you know, the game plan for today is to go a little bit slower and to try to break profit today, if possible. We're not going to start trying to chase things if we can help it. So, because every time I do that, that's where I start losing. So that's going to be like the rough game plan right this second. On the tablet list here, the scanner for that, there's not really much on there. There's a few things, but AZ, not anything I think I'm gonna do. So this is probably just going to be an hour of me sitting back watching a scanner, and kind of just watching some of these stocks here. Today is possibly going to be one of those days that it's just going to be on the slow side. So I got two things going on. I have a slight family emergency kind of going on. I think that is actually coming down to a slow period. And then I'm talking to somebody, um, and that's kind of bringing its own thing. So, yeah, the like two different things kind of going on there. Ford, the plan here is probably just not do anything. Um, I'm above. I'm not going to lose money at all. I think Ford is going to have a lot more room in it to kind of keep going here. Um, yeah, I'm just going to leave it. Just going to leave it. I have pretty good trust that this is going to be the up climb on it. I'm not going to do an option on it because I have not. I want to get this part done correct. Good morning, Akar. Were you in here a little while ago? I saw somebody pop in here and they were watching me on Twitch and I thought it was you. Good morning, though. Um, so you can't see my YouTube stream name or the title. I guess I could change it here on Twitch. Oh, okay. So it was somebody else. I thought maybe it was you because I don't have that many people who watch me on Twitch. It's you and like this one other person, but I haven't seen that other person in a while. I don't even remember what their name was. I try to keep track of people. I'm not a famous person, thank God. So I get a handful of people who watch me. So it's very easy for me to kind of learn who you are, who y'all are. Um, but today's game plan is to actually move a little bit slower. Um, I want to only capture some of these big moves. Yesterday, I was trying to play around in this chop, and I really kind of got screwed. Um, YouTube, Twitch. I think YouTube would be better, but I don't do sensationalized clips. I'm trying to be very careful and tasteful. I don't do, uh, make $1 million. I don't act like a guru. I don't pay for advertisements. I don't do half of those things that some of the internet gurus do that want to sell a course or hide behind paywalls. Um, if you're, but that's where the majority of those gurus are on YouTube and Instagram, and that seems to work out very well for them. YouTube is slightly older crowd that has money, um, and you can pull in some views that way. Twitch is really, I don't think people think of Twitch to get investment advice, and I would even recommend people, don't always look at YouTube for investment advice, even though that I broadcast on YouTube and Twitch. Anything that I do, I'm not trying to, tell people, oh, you do this and you be rich. The only thing I do is show people what I'm doing, if that makes sense. So, uh, yeah. I would agree with that, A car. People shouldn't look to the internet people for advice to a degree. I think if you take advice from somebody on the internet, you need to understand that their motive or the reason that they might be giving you that advice could be one-sided. Um, and you would have to make your decision and contemplate the advice that you were given. And if you have been working with somebody, or not working with somebody, if you've been following somebody and you had gotten some advice, I think that's a little bit different. But I think you have to really kind of question the value of that advice, if that makes sense. Like an example I've used before. If you were trying to ask, someone who's some financial advice, and are you going to ask somebody who just got evicted and is homeless, or are you going to ask somebody who works in the financial industry? Well, the great thing about the internet is there are people who work in those industries, and they do post good content. Sometimes it's one-sided though. Um, like here's a good person as an example, and I don't like to throw out names, but Stephan Graham. Stephan Graham I think he actually gives pretty solid advice. I think he does definitely do the YouTube grind. He's definitely working very diligently with paid sponsorships, which I totally understand. But he actually made his money legitly before he became a YouTube personality. Um, he did not get money before from the personality and then make the investments and mainly lose it. I'm not going to say any names there, but do I personally feel that some of the advice or tips or whatever you may want to call it that Stephen Graham has given to be perfect for me? No. Uh, some of his advice very much would not work for me at all. Um, but uh, yeah. So doing stock research streams, dude, you and me are both kind of boring then, because I'm watching a TV show. Have you ever watched the TV show called Billions? If not, put that on your watch list. I started watching that recently. I mean, I've seen clips of it, but I never really watched it. Started watching it this week. Holy shit. I got sucked into that TV show, and I don't watch TV. I really don't. But I got really sucked into this TV show. And it's about the stock market, uh, hedge funds, and all kinds of stuff like that. And I don't know why. I was not really all into. I'm into business, owning, management, the thought process there. But as I've been getting more and more into the stock investment over the last several years, I definitely find that I'm finding enjoyment in the research or the game, so to speak. And do I consider this to be a game? To some degree, yeah, I really do. I think it's a skill. You gotta have extreme patience. The only thing is this game has absolute real world consequences and rewards. Um, but it's 100% a game to me. I don't know if that's just the way I've kind of rationalized it, but to me, that's just the way I kind of see it in my head. As weird as that may sound. So it did break the 252 or 272. So I would want to see it break going lower than that, going down towards 271, low 271. But I'm thinking short on Tesla again today. But yeah, the show Billions, it's pretty darn good. I like it. But doing research streams on YouTube may actually do better. Um, and with YouTube, you would have the benefit of those streams lasting forever. They're not going to disappear after so long. Um, that's actually part of the reason why I started to stream on Twitch, because I didn't want to have like a gazillion live streams on my YouTube channel, because I go live Monday through Friday. So what I was doing was on my YouTube channel after the stream, I would delete them. Well, I started to have people say, hey, don't delete them afterwards, because, I have like a very few people who are going back and rewatching them. But that's why I started to stream to Twitch, because I was like, you know what? Twitch doesn't save it. If somebody wants to watch it, they can watch me. Um, I'm not really trying to put out something educational, although there is an educational factor to this. Um, but I'm literally just showing somebody what I'm doing. Oh, really? Nice. Yeah, it's up a good bit. Good deal. Well, Acar, I might invite you on here sometime. 1,000% or $1,000? 1,000%, dude. That doesn't that happens very, very, very rarely in the stock market. But up 38%, dude. 38.6. That's awesome. And this here, my scanner is dead. It's really quiet. That it's kind of signifying to me we are going to have a slow day today. Which I'm not upset over. Although, let me grab my earrings real quick because they seem to be good luck for me and I don't have them on. I am not superstitious, but if you do something and you have you have a good day, you do something different the next day, you don't have a good day, and you kind of find out over time, either that be waking up early, taking a walk, or a shower, or doing a little bit of meditation. Whatever it takes to get you into the right mindset. So, I used to be kind of like that, Acar. I used to not like to get up early in the morning. Well, let me rephrase that. When I was younger, I didn't like it. But then when I started working, I would have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 to 4 o'clock. Um, and that was through my late teens, very, very early 20s, like 20. And I was working heavy construction, so I had to wake up really early, and I actually kind of learned to enjoy the early morning hour. Then I got laid off, ended up starting my own company, and then I wasn't getting up at that time anymore. I was getting up at like maybe I don't know 7 or whatever, and then going to bed late at night. Then I think it got all the way to like 8, 9 o'clock before I would get up. But then I went into trucking for a couple of years after my father passed away. And trucking completely changed my sleeping schedule. Like it took any sleeping schedule you may have and totally turned it upside down. So I learned to kind of go to sleep and wake up whenever. Um, because that's just the way trucking is. And I actually kind of found that again, I really kind of like the mornings. It's kind of quiet. It's peaceful. And now I wake up at about 6 o'clock. I'm actually thinking about moving that back and going to like 5:30 or maybe even 5, just to kind of wake up, have that little bit of time to myself, where it's nice and quiet, and do a little bit more, pre-market, maybe do a little bit of meditation. I need to start working out, so maybe do a little bit of, workout thing early in the morning when the gym is not full, because I'm super self-conscious of myself, so I don't like going to the gym, especially when there's other people there. So probably try to get there early in the morning. Um, or even sit by the lake. Where my house is at, I got a lake that's not that far away. That's actually really quite nice to sit at early morning. So yeah, I've been thinking about waking up a little bit earlier. Oh, this. I keep complaining about having cold tea. I keep looking at on Amazon of all places. Can I short Amazon? That's a joke. But I might. But I keep looking at the coffee cup warmers, and there's too many options. I can't just pick one. I'm trying to find the one that I like because there's like thousands of them, and I haven't found one that I liked. Well, I found several that I liked, but then it was like, well, but this one is like looks a little bit better, so I haven't bought one. I'm just gonna end up probably grabbing a bunch of them, putting them on a spreadsheet, and then using a random number generator to pick one. I don't know. All right. Yeah, so what you're actually talking about is called a family office. So I was actually talking to a friend. You've heard his name on here, but you haven't seen him because he watches me on YouTube. But his name is called Otison. Me and Otison were in a private chat box the other day, and we were just, shooting the shit. And I was actually thinking about what would it take to actually open up a small family office, investment hedge fund. And not necessarily a hedge fund. I'm just kind of using that as a general term here. A family office, which is for family and friends, does not need to be registered with the SEC. Does not need to be. And because one, it would be unregistered. Two, you can do really quite a few different things. So I wouldn't want to do just the stock market. I would like to look at actually starting or running and managing companies. I really do think that the stock market is great and all, and you can make absolute killer money here. But I think for absolute longevity, if you can actually have, the people, I think that's actually where the real win would, so to speak, be. I was actually talking to a guy yesterday. He's a home builder, and I was talking to him because his guys aren't doing anything right now, and so I see inefficiencies. He's waiting for contracts to build housing, and he has a whole crew, equipment, trucks and trailers and all this equipment doing nothing. Nothing. I'm talking to him about trying to start up a roofing company that we can utilize his people. So his people are not sitting around doing nothing, and we can fill in his inefficiencies. So, would I be looking at just tack it on to his business that he already has and growing a roofing division? Or would it be starting a whole new company and be utilizing his equipment? I don't know. But the great thing is, depending on how that's structured, the cost can be very, very, very minimal. But the long-term payout can be absolutely massive. And if your initial investment is very low, then the ROI on it would look absolutely phenomenal. And versus like with the stock market where you might have to trade and hold something. You have that huge initial investment. I think if you could find the right business and the right partners, I think business is definitely the way to go. You would not want to do the bonds. So you wouldn't want to do the bonds for this reason. Investing, there's always risk. If you have a bond, that can absolutely destroy you. That's one. Two, to do bonds, you have to have the liquidity. I think it's 2 times or 3 times. I don't remember exactly. But you could look up, what it takes to open up a bond office. It's the same type of business. I think for every 100, I think you could only write out like $30 or 70 to 25 or maybe even 50. Maybe it's a 2 to 1. I don't know. So the problem is you would have to have a massive amount of money up front to be able to do that. Or you're going to have to pay for outside insurance, third party insurance, to ensure that collateral potential loss. And that insurance would be debilitatingly expensive. Absolutely expensive. So you would not want to do the bond. You would want to do it as a family office, but you can do that as to where they don't have ownership. They're just lending the money for a set period of time for X amount of the profit ratio. If just because you invest into a hedge fund does not mean that you own it. For the same respect that if you buy into a company on the stock market, you don't own that company. You don't own a right to the board. You don't have a right to the seat, so to speak. It's the same thing with with a hedge fund or a small family office. But if you try to go the bond route, you're either going to need a huge amount of upfront money to cover the bond requirements of that state, which I am pretty sure it's at least a 2 to 1, if not more, 3 to 4, or I don't know. It's bad. It's almost as bad as insurance. An insurance company cannot write more policies than money that they have to cover those policies. So that's why insurance companies also have a huge amount of assets, by the way. They have to lock up a huge portion of their money for long periods of time. Um, but yeah, going that route would not be a good way to go. Sorry, I had something kind of sticking in my mouth there for a second. I actually looked into a bond company before. Um, or, like a small insurance company. It's pretty debilitating. So, I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I'm just trying to say that that could be very dangerous. And very expensive. It doesn't matter how good you are. You can always have a losing month. I'm just going to use this as a really stupid example. But let's say you get into an account like that. You're writing out bonds. You were able to cover, whatever. You were able to do it. 10, 20, 30 years or whatever down the road. 5 years. Put X amount of years down the road. Something comes along that's called COVID-19. Or we'll call it COVID-20. Whatever. Insert disease here. Insert name. Or insert World War III. Or insert, I don't know, whatever you want. That can completely wipe out investments very, very rapidly. And that was actually something that they were talking about on the show Billions the other day. Season 1. I'm trying to remember what episode that was. But the main character made the bulk of his money during the 9/11 attacks, 2001. In the show's premise, what he did is when the towers were attacked, he shorted the living daylights out of American Airlines. Well, if you just happened to sleep or you didn't have the ability to quickly dump all your shares and then short it, yeah, world events can always happen within minutes, and you would have to have absolutely impeccable reaction time. But even with absolute impeccable reaction time, like in the show's premise with the main character, um, yeah, yeah. So Acar, I totally agree with you, but you can do that as what's called a family office. Now, a family office is something that you can have opened up for other people. You just can't put an advertisement in the local paper. You can't. I don't know all the rules. Don't quote me, okay? This is not legal advice. This is not financial advice. Blah 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 blah. But you'd have to set up a certain structure, which is not really a big deal. You gotta notify SEC about it, and it's called a family office. You don't have the licensing requirements like you would if you had a bond office, by the way. So it's less licensing requirements, and you 100% can do what you want to do through what's called a family. Um, Actually, I'm not doing anything else, so yeah, it's called a small entity family office. So this is on the sec.government website. I didn't want to go to like some other website. I wanted to make sure I was using a website that's highly, reputable, and the government website would be just that. So a family office are entities established by wealthy families to manage their wealth and provide services to family members, such as tax and estate planning services. So it is a private advisor exemption. So you don't. So advisors under the Advisor Act, you don't need to. Um, so family clients, as defined by the rule. Um, So, okay, but a family office wouldn't work in this situation because it could only be family. I thought it would be family and I thought it was family and friends. So I was underneath the wrong impression. There has to be. Yeah, so underneath a family office, that's exactly. I thought it could be open to friends. I know I read something somewhere where that would be the case. But that wasn't it. Um, so it would be a hedge fund. You'd have to have an exam to get a Series 65 license, but the hedge fund itself would not be licensed. So you could start a hedge fund, and that would probably be a better vehicle. Um, I'll read through this later because I've thought about doing the same thing, but I don't want to just do stock market. I would like to, have a investment group that primarily does businesses, but will do stock market with excess funds. But would be looking at, building and growing and maintaining business structure. So I will be looking or reading into. Did I close that? I'm a fucking idiot. I meant to move it over. History there. So I just put it over on a tab. Let me put it actually over on this tab, on this series of windows. So yeah, you probably be looking at doing a hedge fund. Um, I think a hedge fund could invest in general business as well, not just stock market. And for me, I want to be able to do both. Well, yeah, hopefully the future is good. And have a good day at work, though. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi, though. I appreciate it. It's always nice to talk to people who come in here on the regular. I'm actually sitting here thinking hedge fund now. What would it take to actually get that series? Um, hey, Car, you got me going down this rabbit hole now. I'm trying to figure out where. Okay, that one. So, what does it take to get this? Designed by the North American. So there would also be a Series 7, but I think that I don't know if that would be required for a hedge fund. Since So just kind of curious, what would be? So this is just the prep. That's not bad. It might be worth just doing it just to have it. Um, it's about the same. So they got all of these ones here. So Series 65, how many hours? I didn't realize that they had like an hour thing here to tell you how long. Oh wait, this one didn't have it. Oh, there it is. So 3 hours. 3 hours to study. That doesn't seem right. I guess the course itself is 3 hours, but you probably have to do it a couple times. Either way, that's not bad. What about the Series 7? I don't even know what SIE is, but okay, say you go for both of those. So say 4 hours. Continue working for a sponsor firm in the server. Okay. What would be a sponsoring firm, though? Definitely something that I'm gonna do some research in on, just because I would like to further my own education and get better at doing what I'm doing and understanding some of the laws and stuff in place. I think would be a pretty good deal to have. Um, I don't care if I actually start a business in it or not. But um, education, knowledge, those are key tools in life. Always try to figure out how to expand those horizons. Whatever that may be. So, all right. Got a little bit of research in for today. Let's jump over here, hit this, refresh that. Everything is looking pretty good today. So we may not be looking at a short position uh, on that. On this. We're just gonna watch and see what happens here. Near open. We're getting kind of close. But I think we might start doing some work on some studying. More studying. I always like to learn new stuff. Get this. I got a dry spot on the end of my elbow from where I rest it on the desk. So I've been putting this lotion that was recommended. It actually seems to work really, really well. It's very hydrating. I like this desk, but man, it can really dry out my arm sometimes. It's real wood though, so. Excuse me. I might try to get like a leather pad for it. Alright, well, good luck to anyone who's going to be trading. No one else is in here with me, so I guess good luck to myself. Oderson probably be coming in here soon. He's been kind of coming in a little bit late. Or you're going to be fine. I'm not going to worry about you today. Origin, Nvidia, AMC, Norwegian, HP, Dell, and more. Well, we're already watching some of these. That was a FinViz alert I got. Nothing else looks like it's needed. So yeah, everything else looks like it's going to be it for now. All right. And I'm going to take a guess. The person that just came in over on YouTube is Odison. Good morning. That's about the time you'd be popping in. Yep. Good morning, Odison. Yeah, you just missed a really good conversation I was just having with a person on Twitch, Mr. Akar. We were having a whole conversation that kind of like what we were having yesterday. Shockingly. It was actually a pretty good conversation, I think. Did some quick research, a little bit of quick studying. But yeah. So today's plan, as we kind of talked about yesterday, I'm going to be a little bit slower, and I'm going to try to lock in profits kind of early on if I jump in on something. and I don't want to get into the chop. That's something I really need to be careful of. No chop. That's a huge push. So Tesla and Nvidia have been kind of like matched pairs. Nvidia is shooting up. Tesla is shooting down. Ford shot down. GM hasn't. I don't have Chrysler. Carvana hasn't dropped. Not yet. So, did someone just in. I don't think that's a system wide drop. I think that might just be isolated. Because whoever was part of this was not in GM or Carvana. I don't know. I might be just talking on my ass. Let's increase that to 3. Just like a little bit of space here. I like a little bit of head space. Not too much, but just a little bit. I don't like it like right up on top. 3 bars. 3 bars. Some days a little bit bigger, sometimes a little bit smaller. Well, I didn't think I was getting too close, but okay. Just gonna let it go. Not gonna try to keep, getting into this chop here. I think it's more bearish than not. I need to get a armrest here. Well, I don't need it, but I would like it. There's a difference. That can go. That was just a witness line. So I'm green, but I'm not going to change it yet. I'm still going to stay gray. I don't want to jinx myself by trying to change it. I think if it drops, it will go down lower. I don't think that's getting into choppiness. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and change it. Dark green, though. This is a little confusing as to what this wants to do. I think it wants to actually climb. But I don't know if it's going to continue to do that. The queens and spy are still going down. Carvana shot up. Ford recovered. We're just going to sit and wait. We have. We're not. I don't want to get into this situation where I'm trying to, get into the chop. Yeah, see, the spread is really wide, so if I go into this, it's going to be very small share sizing to kind of offset any. God, I want to jump in, but I'm going to show restraint. Yeah, not surprised. That's part of the reason why I wasn't even going to mess with that one. All right, so eh, I'm going to still show restraints. Not gonna, not gonna do that. I think it would still need to go down. So we're just gonna sit back. I need to take that alert off of eBay. I put an item alert, so if a new item was posted, a particular item, I would be notified about it. I needed to kind of follow that pricing structure because I was interested in buying multiple units of them. So I wanted to know what they were selling for, how rapidly. So if you send an alert, if you put an alert on eBay, they'll send you an email, and then you can look up when that item's sold, and really gauge how often they're coming up, how quick they're selling, and for what. It's like a cheat sheet, so you don't have to go looking to see if they posted anything new. And I am going to be checking my phone kind of often today. There is a slight family emergency going on. There's nothing I can do about it. Not right now, anyway. And everything should be fine. But if I say I gotta go and I'm gone really quickly, that might be why. You took a long at open. You know, You know, we both made money on it. You know, at the end of the day, that's what matters. I don't want to go long with it until it kind of gets back up over this. I think there's a chance that it could still go low. I need to get some desk tissues or something. This slightly changing weather or allergies or something, it's making my nose kind of itchy. Hopefully, we both stay green today. All day. Yeah, after I went green yesterday, I did go slightly red again. I got back into the chop. I kind of got pissed off at myself for that. Yeah, so Oracle did reverse. I'm glad I did not jump in on a short there. I was thinking about shorting that. That spread, man. That spread can kill you. I mean, $1 plus spread at times. It's a beautiful thing if you got in just right, but my God, it will spit you out and eat you for breakfast. It did to me yesterday. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I finally got the strength it needed. Is it going to continue? Are you still in it? If so, man, you must be happy right now. Of course. I was thinking it was going to start to rip right there. Ah, son of a bitch. I'm red, but kind of like that. I was thinking once it kind of got above here, it was going to start to climb up and make another big run because I knew that was kind of getting up above here. So I thought I was going to shoot up to 275. It still can. Yeah, I'm still doing large share sizing ish. I could do a little bit more. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna sit and wait. $80, I'm not worried about. Amazon though. Amazon. I made a joke earlier saying I might short it. It's looking like I should have. I could be interested over highs again. But I'm watching the volume. It seems like the volume's starting to drop some. Fucking repeat of yesterday. What the fuck am I doing, man? Alright. I'm just gonna wait until I hit near target, hopefully. Then I'll start getting more aggressive with the move up. I'm trying to allow this to play out. You know, not trying to get into the chop. And I got a little close to that, I think. Okay. Well, on black. Kind of. Slightly above, but to me that's still black. So dark green. Not near high, but not really far off, so that's going to be one of the same for me. So that's the new high for today. Is that trying to enter in the chop again? Is that trying to get choppy? I think I'm trying to be choppy. Yeah, I think I'm trying to be in the chop. So we'll wait. You know, today's goal is to remain green all day. And I did go red. Briefly. And Ford is not helping me. I'm not going to move that up, though. I'm just going to allow Ford to do its thing. Whoops, wrong button. The little red day is fine. If it comes all the way down to here, yeah, I'll be out. It's fine. I feel like that dog thing, you know, sitting outside saying it's fine when the whole house is burning. I kind of feel like that's a meme in my life. Be like, it's fine. It's all fine. I was going to try to get in with much smaller share sizing, like I've said before, but I didn't have time to change it. I was going to down to 50. So it ultimately worked out in my favor, but I'm not happy that I got in with that size. Um, I may actually try to jump in here for a quick scalp down. Because I don't see much strength right now. It would be a stop and go only. Tesla went through the same drop there. I just know if this gets close to going down to new zero or new low, it has the potential to really grow quick. It's getting held right this second, but that may not last. Fingers off the trigger, or I'm off the button, which is the trigger. Because this could go ugly. And I know that. I shouldn't be thinking about doing it. So let me grab a drink with my hand. I don't think I'm going to do that because I'm sitting here saying all the reasons why I shouldn't. the spread, it's jumping widely. It has all the hallmarks for me to have a really bad day. We'll see what this does. When did this get halted? So it should be coming back here in about 3 minutes. That's if we take it. See? You know, I'm being smart. I only got 50 shares right here for a continuation. It may not work out, but that's okay. We're green. We're just gonna go ahead and take it back off. It's not a big deal. The continuation didn't want to continue. So what's the story on this? No new news at all. So this is a pump and dump. Has to be. Or it looks like a reverse stock split. A18. That's not current. How? What? This doesn't make any sense. So saying it was halted due to not adequate public shares, then that's on 818. Um, it went from 20 all the way up to 80, all the way down to here, to here, to here. What the fuck? Um, that I don't I'm not understanding that. So because I don't understand it, I don't want to trade it. But now I'm curious, where is it going to go? It looks like it's a new stock. I because this isn't pulling up anything either. I I don't know. I'm confused. I'm very confused. And it should have been back by now. It's still halted. I It's not making any sense to me. It has me really brain fucked. No volume info. I can see 1,600 shares that are there, so the volume on it sucks. I'm not getting it. I'm not gonna try to get it. I'm not even gonna try to get it remotely. So today seems like it's gonna be very choppy. So in the next 30 minutes, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm not gonna be clicking on anything. I'm not gonna be doing anything. I'm gonna give it 30 minutes. Queen and Spy are choppy too. Generally down, but choppy. I don't want to trade choppiness. I want to trade breakouts. So I think this is where I'm gonna have to work on, control. I'm green. That's what matters. I hit. That's a goal one. Be green. Anything else beyond that, I don't care. The market just does not seem to be in my favor today. So maybe that's going to be a good thing because, like I said earlier, I do have a family matter kind of going on. So not having to worry about it, the market, and just kind of effing off, I guess, with my effing stock. Get it? F. Forward effing. Yeah, fuck this shit. It's 15 down. That's fine. I don't care. If this goes all the way down, I'll have a red day. Would I count that as a red day? Yes. We're going to go ahead and tentatively move this up to there. I think that's still well within the drop range for today. Yeah, that would be a massive drop. I don't think that's going to hit. Very unlikely, even if it makes new lows. That's not going to be likely. But just in case if it does, we'll go ahead and get back out. And we'll look for a re-entry. But I will count that as a red if that happens. So I will keep monitoring my account through today. But with the choppiness that's going on, I'm probably not going to be doing any trades. Today would probably, this is probably it. I was just wondering what the options were looking like. I mean, a 2 cent, that I don't even think that covers the fees. So I'm totally fine with. I mean, is today a grand slam? No, not by any remote stretch. If anything, I'm down to $40, even though I'm up 56 here, just due to the slow, debilitating losses I'm getting on Ford. But I'm still very, very bullish on Ford. I think it's just having a little bit of a red day. That can happen. It had a little red day yesterday. So that continuation, it can get a couple of little red days and then, pop right back up. That's what we're going to aim for. And then maybe going into later, we'll start moving it up. If this gets back up to near 13, we'll move it up to, I don't know, maybe 49, 12.49. We're not going to worry about it. Tesla, I think, might just sit in a range for today. I don't think we're going to have a big candle day. It might be just like one of these short, stubby ones. I'll probably put alert right here and alert right here. Or I'll probably put alert at the 270 for it to go completely red. So 275. Creating alert at or above. 270 at or below. Great. So that way I could actually just walk away from the computer. Will I take those trades if it happens? I don't know. We'll put an alert right here. At or below. For forward. No. I said... Yeah, fuck. You're a freaking idiot. Create an alert. At or below. There. It put it way too high. But yeah, we're just gonna try to be okay with this here. Yeah, although it's making me get close to going negative on the day. But I'm fine with that. I mean, that's not a mistake. Not on my part anyway. Shit happens. Market happens. I don't have a whole bunch of shares, so I don't care. So I'm looking at what am I looking at? Nice weather outside. It's in the 70s. So, if I do go red on the day, I probably make it a different color than red. I'm trying to think, how would I do that? What color could I use? Yellow? Yeah, I'll use yellow. So yellow will mean this card. So yellow will mean something occurred that day that was not my fault, driven. And then I would have to look into the notes. That's how I would show it on my Google Calendar. So then that way I know to take a look. Oracle. I haven't looked at it much. Let me take a look at it, see what you're saying. Reclaim the 128. Well, if it reclaims the 128, that would be a huge climb up and out. That would be a really massive up and out. I don't know if that's going to happen because with the market being kind of choppy, SPY and Queen kind of going down, it might take it a week or two. Could we start seeing a slight uptrend again? Yeah, I think so. Would it be like a long term, maybe throw a couple of shares in, two, 300 shares? Actually, two, 300, that would take a lot of position sizing. So you'd be using leverage. Potentially, depending on how much you have in your account. So I don't know if that would be worth it. I think I would just keep an eye on it for maybe a potential jump or drop, but I'll be closing position down at the end of the day. Whoa, that's a drop. Okay. So we got a live one here. Uh, 15 seconds to the new candle. You'll probably set up somewhere right here. Because this, you can already see there's 20 sitting here. So that's going to be a support zone. So that could cause a rebound area. So yeah, we got a new candle now. We're just going to keep an eye on this. But I would not want to go too far advance because the 272 can definitely be a support area. But that was a really rapid drop there. We could see a continuation. Now, if you were able to get in up here at the right time, that could also be a good area to get in. But also taking a chance that it could shoot all the way up to regain some of this ground. Tesla does shit like that. Because if it got shorted pretty good here, so the further this kind of gets pushed back up by the bulls, if the shorts start to cover, it can really get kind of crazy. Yeah, see, so from that dollar hit 40. So you got a dollar range from here to there. Again, I think I'm just gonna go back into the watch mode because I don't like the fact that that shot up as much. If it was gonna stay weak, I would want it to stay weak. It's seems like it wants to go into a choppy range, you know? I'm surprised Josh didn't say anything about CGC. CGC, bleh, copy, George copy, uh, is doing almost the exact trade that he would normally do. Um, I have it up on my thing, but I would have thought that he would have bought over here, with the stop loss down here, with the target range probably up here. That seems like a Josh deal. And he was looking at the that stock a couple days ago. I thought he would have called it out. I was even thinking about doing that one. Yeah, I know. But I mean, the volume on that one is looking pretty good. And it's climbing. Definitely could be interesting if it gets over the 1.5. Yeah. God, my nose is fucking itchy. I'm thinking about it if it gets below the 272. I definitely feel like I'm going slower today. I am being cautious on what I'm doing. Um, I don't think I've made really too many mistakes. Could have gotten out on Navita a little sooner, but I was trying to do that slower play, try to allow it to go into a bigger win, so I can keep my losses small, keep my wins huge. So I'm feeling pretty good about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. This is going to be a choppy zone. Really kind of getting below the 272, like I've said, is where I'll be interested. Yeah, you might be right. You might be waiting for that. I'm just trying to remain patient here and be rewarded for it. Where is my... I am lower than what I had to put my... So I was already hedging against the drop. So I had put in a lower number than where I was just to calculate for that. So I'm at $20 green. We'll sit right here. I think that's going to be fairly likely if we get past the 272. Would be slightly concerned about a rebound back up and out. So if I get in, I'm going to be putting in a stop loss kind of close if it doesn't break quickly. Going to chase it a little bit until it gets further because it seems like it's slowing. All right, I'm done. Did I play that a little choppy? Possibly. Did I play it safely? I believe so. I'm back at 80. Looks like it wants to go lower potentially, but I'm going to be careful. I don't want to get into a situation where I could get into a situation. Definitely, if it makes a new low today, it could be very, very fun. As I got the thing down there for that. I was thinking about trying to short it again on its way back down, but I wanted to wait. I didn't want to get in too early. You know, I'm trying to be cautious, taking my time. It doesn't do me any good if I give money back and I go negative per hour. I need to stay positive per hour worked. So if we just keep slowly leveling up, even if it takes a while, you know, I've been, let's say, 100. I've been an hour on open market. The hour pre-market, I was kind of not doing much. But even if you want to count that, that's over $50 an hour. A little over 50. It's not bad. So I got time. But it's definitely feeling choppy-ish today. So I got a couple more minutes. If I don't start seeing big moves again, I'm going to go ahead and still call it a day. It seems like it wants to trade in a range today. Not a big candle day. Looks like it may be going red on it soon. That might give us some good moves. And we got to get down to here where it opened at for that redness to kind of kick in. But I think it's quite possible. Yeah, I'm definitely playing more smart. I really do feel that. I realized I was getting in a choppy zone here. Took a quick short here, but figured it may have been a little weak because the 272. It was a little weak. I got out in profit. I feel like this is going to go back into another choppy zone, so I don't need to do anything. Um, Queen, Spy are both choppy. Forward is going back up. Forward almost hit my alert right here. Or actually, it did. It just didn't trigger it. I'm just below that, so there's a possibility it could hit today. But that's still a pretty significant drop. But hopefully this is going to be the sign that it's going to start to go up. But we could also see that happening here, so we could see a high range again. And that's kind of what's happening here. But again, we could be entering back into choppiness with this high up. It could shoot right back down some and then kind of work its way up, create an uptrend, get up here, maybe get a little weak, and then start working its way back down. Queen and Spy aren't doing very well. So predictability wise, I don't think we have it. I don't think we have it. It's that simple. It's kind of like if I don't need to do a trade, then why? Yeah, see, all right, so it opened up, shot up for a second, shot down, and it's halted again. I said I wasn't going to mess with it. I didn't. What time did it even come back? At 10:01. So it halted for 20 minutes. And then it halted again, came back 10 minutes later, halted, came back another 10 minutes, and halted. Yeah, we're not messing with that. I'm just gonna leave it there so I can just kind of laugh at it later. And I also want to look into that. I want to understand what's going on here because this is all old news. It looks like there's past data here, but it looks like it's a new stock. Yeah, I'm confused. I'm highly confused by it. I don't think it's a reuse. It could be. I don't know. Back when I did small cap scalping, there could have been a chance that I went in on that. I could have made money on it if I got in on it at the right time. If I got in early, sold this move, got in here and sold up here or somewhere, yeah, I could have had a really fantastic day. But if I got in way up here, I would be crying. This is part of the reason why I don't want to play halts anymore. I don't, and I couldn't even short it. These stocks over here, you don't have to worry about halts. That's the one thing I'm really finding with these large stocks. You don't have halts. So, like, you don't have to worry about that shit. I'm up another $10 for Ford. So Ford did pull up some. That's cool. That's great. I'm still slightly red on the week because I screwed up. But the thing is each day that I'm making these mistakes, my losses are getting smaller and smaller. My profits are actually getting quite huge. I'm just having a problem with locking them in. dude, when I get this dialed in, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I got to get this dialed in. So, okay. We are we are doing all right. We're not anywhere near target. I was hoping we'd hit target. I'm not upset that we didn't. I'm 100% okay that we're not. I want to make sure that's clear. If we hit target later, that'd be great. If we don't, we don't. I don't care. This is trading in a range. It's going to be choppy. We don't want choppiness. Same thing with Nvidia right now. Nvidia is in a range. It's kind of choppy. I want breakouts. If I can't determine a breakout or success rate, I don't want it. I don't want it. We're just gonna leave forward still. I don't like the fact that it kind of came down this low, but you know, we're right here. You know, that's a good profit make room to make on it on a stock. You know, this is a little bit more than 20. This is almost 30. This is over 30 cents. It's 31, 32, whatever. I don't fucking, it doesn't matter. So that is a good range to make on a stock. Yes, have I held it for a while? Yes, I have. But you know, I think there's a chance for a potential good win. But if not, I'm going to make 30 some odd cents on it. That's fine. We were going for a bigger win. That doesn't always happen. See, over the highs here could have been interesting. And I was thinking about that, but I didn't like the fact some of these bottom tails, it's kind of short candles here. Could be a rejection level. If it did bust up, could hit here and start to go back down. Yeah, did you see how much was sitting right there? So that was definitely a trigger. So the $1 ranges on this stock are definitely going to be heavy. And leading up to it, you can just see the shares that are traded leading up to this 274. So there's some pressure there. Spy and Queen are actually going back up. So that could go in our favor here. And I'm past the 30-minute that I said. I'm 2 minutes past. I just noticed that. It's 9:32 now, my time. 10:32 New York. I said about 30 some odd minutes ago I was going to cut it. So I'm just going to sit back and sit on my hands. Honestly. Actually, they're crossing across my chest, but you know, same shit. So, Odison, how are you doing today? I've been doing a lot of talking. Are you green? Up 27, made with Tesla. Yeah, very smart, dude. Very smart. Same thing, like we were talking about earlier today and yesterday when you and me were talking. We need to not play these large caps the same way you would a small cap or the micro caps, right? We're taking too much risk, too much risk. We need to bring that down, really pick our entries. Like not just over a swing high or a swing low. That's generally the way I was playing these. A swing high and a swing low are not always a good plan. You really need to try to look out for more of the areas where a major breakout can happen, because these stocks can swing pretty wildly when they get into this chop range. So unless you're trying to load up a small share sizing for the long term, you think it's going to go up on the long side or a short side or whatever side, you really don't. I think you really just want to play the breakouts. I'm thinking this is right where I'm going to call it, honestly. Unless this breaks fairly good above this level up here. If it breaks down below here, it could be interesting. But I don't think it really will get fun until it makes a new low and it switches past this whole dollar mark that's down here. So I think it would you really would want to see it drop below the 270, because that would get it below this level right here. And if it gets below here, I think we could see a really good drop. If it gets above here from yesterday's damn near pre-high, I'm slightly below that because I'm just sitting near the whole dollar mark. But if we get above that whole dollar mark, oh, that is actually slightly below. But I think if we get above that, actually, I'm going to bring that down just a tad. Right there's fine. It's probably not going to make a big difference, because if it goes past it, it's probably going to bust it. Not by a little bit, but by quite a bit. On Tesla, yeah, so I got I don't do the 5 minute, I got the 15 and 30 down here. Yeah, it looks bullish. I definitely don't disagree, but I mean, look at some of these bottoming tails here. Definitely going to be resistance up here. I mean, no way you slice about that. I think if it gets dude, these two ranges right here, I think are going to be spot the frick on for the big moves, the money makers. Is that going to happen today or tomorrow or a week from now, next month? Who knows? Definitely not next month. It's going to happen way before then. But could it happen tomorrow? Maybe. Tomorrow is Monday or Friday. So you got the weekend. And some people, well, you're going to have all the options kind of clearing out. So you got all these options that are going to be, exercised or not exercised. You're going to have a group of exercising on both sides, and you're going to have a group non-exercising on each other, and vice versa. The real question is going to be, and I don't know how to look this up, but which side has more weight? You know, or more is more weight sitting over here where there's going to be a massive buying or exercising to the buy side, or is it going to be more exercising to the low side? Or is it going to be about equal? I don't know how to look that up. I haven't tried to look that up yet, to be honest. You could probably find that out by looking at the order depth or the order book or something. I'm not sure where you go to find that, but I think that would be kind of interesting to see what that looks like, because that could be a benefit to see what could go on here. Yeah, see, it's finding weakness right near here at the top. But if it gets up above it and starts to break, I might jump in. Spy and queen are slightly not as choppy. Spy is nearer. Still below open. Well, so is queen. They're both slightly below open, so they're still red. Apple is doing all right. Apple's up like $1 or something. It's down like 50 cents from its high. HOD. Yeah, we're just gonna sit and wait. We might get a little bit of a pop here. See, it doesn't look very strong. So, are we going to get into choppiness? Or are we going to be able to get locked in and sit and wait? That's going to be the question. Well, there's the pop. That was actually kind of bigger than I was expecting. That was a good one. Yeah, I'm doing a stop and go because I don't want to get into a situation where it's elevated as it is right now. But I think there could be room for what Tesla is kind of known to do. I'm out, and that's fine. I was hoping for a really big pop there. Didn't happen. We're gonna go a few dollars short from where my profit is on the day, just to make sure I'm penciling in any losses from Ford. So I'm sitting a couple bucks under. That was not a very good breakout. I was hoping for something a lot bigger. Didn't happen. I don't want to get into some choppiness. But now it's sitting at a range a good bit better than yesterday's. So, and that was yesterday's high, kind of near open. So could we be seeing a drop? That's part of the reason why I wanted to, kind of do it like a stop and go. If it didn't want to start taking off, I was going to, I jumped right back out. I took my money and ran. Trying to make a buy here would have been kind of difficult because you could have made the argument saying it could find resistance up here, which it did, but it quickly overcame. So if you try to buy here, you could found that it could have been making a lower high, even though that the lower was higher. But you could have found yourself taking a drop here. Yeah, so you see how the volume is kind of getting a little short? The volume has crest and is starting to go down. Maybe slight upturn on, maybe. If more volume starts to come in, you could see a rapid climb here. Navita is going through a climb here. Yeah, that we're gonna go ahead and no, I'm not gonna delete it yet. So that's doing that. Again, I mean, there's areas here that you could have probably tried to buy in over the highs and been okay. But these drops can also be scary, especially with resistance near this level here. But you could have made the argument saying over that, but your stop loss would have been really close to triggering. So I mean, you've been taking up a bit of risk here. I don't know if that would have been worth it. The spread on it is just kind of wide, so I would want to get a good entry with exits. And it's shooting up a little bit now, but still, I don't like it. The spread here much tighter. This is a little bit easier to make decisions on. The volume looks like it's tipping down just ever so slightly from this line. You can see, but that can change really quick. And we're about from here 40 cents from the next dollar range. That's going to be a difficult zone for this, potentially. Yeah, you see how this is starting to get weak here? It could be helping it build up pressure, though, for it just to blow. In the sense it could blow up, but can also create the opposite reaction. Implode. Slightly extended, it may want to try to drop back down to the 75. I mean, it's looking bullish, 100%. But I just think it would be choppy. Yeah, I don't think for you or me buying in right here would have been very good. I jumped a little bit on this break here, but I mean, it's just In all honesty, I probably shouldn't have bought right here. In all honesty, it's in a choppy zone. It's not getting like big ground here. I gotta take this phone call. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. That phone call took way longer than what I was expecting. That was a very expensive deal that I'm working with Apple products right now. Um, but I think I'm going to be done for the day. I was sitting here, I was thinking about this one when it started to drop here, but it just reversed. I'm not trusting it. It took too much of my money yesterday. Um, Maybe below here, but I just think it's going to be in a range of just being too choppy. Yeah, see? I think it's just going to be too hard to try to gauge it. So maybe keep an eye out for a really decent drop here. But am I going to sit here at the computer the entire time waiting for that? I don't think so. I'm going to walk away and allow this to do its thing. I don't want to play this choppy ground. Oracle had a really good pop here, but 20 cents. I don't know, dude. It's just, I'm not feeling it today. I don't think today is going to be a good day. So I'm just going to walk. So, Odison, I'll see you tomorrow. So, yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah, I'm not thinking. I'm done. I'm done for the day. I got alerts set. I'm not gonna continue to sit here because I'm gonna end up making mistakes. This is deader than a doorknob. I'm just gonna delete it. I'm not gonna do anything with it. I'm not even gonna bother looking it up. I don't care. Fuck it. This is doing good. This is back away from my deal. Um, I'm still up above from what I put on the spreadsheet. So I am green, a little over 120 bucks for today. 2 hours in of actually, I guess you would say working, but most of that was just kind of sitting here. So really easy day. Um, yeah, that's it. I'm 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 walking away. Uh, I'm just checking all my screens. Carvana was a really good play today. Um, really good play. But I mean that maybe going into tomorrow, I might be interested in doing a Carvana. Small share sizing though, because I it kind of scares me. But if you had 50 shares, I mean that's a couple hundred right there. And you could really minimize potential losses like that. This is just really choppy. The volume's going down. It's going down quite hard now. This could really level off. I don't think we're going to see heavy volume. unless it does a huge drop causing a lot of buying or selling or whatever. Or the same thing could be said on a skyrocket up. I guess for a skyrocket up, we'll throw an alert right here for like a really big climb. So I got 3 alerts kind of cooking here. That's more alerts than I really should probably have. Yeah, CVNA surprised me today. I had it up on my watch list. Or not watch list, but oh fuck. Not on my watch screen. So I had CVNA right here. And I've been kind of watching it, just kind of seeing what it's been doing. So I've been seeing it like slowly tick up. I was thinking about buying it right here over the 53. But I thought that was kind of elevated. I'm just maybe not. Maybe 53 you could have made the argument. You know, you might have been able to make the argument at 52.4. But I think that you would have been trying to chase it. But small share sizing could have made a play on it. But Carvana has been very good to me, but it has also took some of my money the last few plays I've done on it. I'm still green on Carvana for the year. Yeah, I'm thinking if it gets over 57, it could be interesting, but I don't want to trade it until tomorrow. So if whatever it gets up to and it comes back down from the highs, I'm going to use that because I don't want to buy over the previous day's highs like here. I mean, you probably could have made the argument right here. If you didn't buy it over here, you could have bought it right here. And then, said, if it drops here or rises above there, I mean, you could have made an argument right in this area. Right here. But I probably would have been thinking about selling it here. I probably would have moved my stop loss up maybe, I don't know, somewhere in here. So I probably would still be in, and I'd probably be slowly moving it up all along the way. But did I expect this? No. No, I did not. Apple. I saw this huge drop here. I did not expect this climb. But it's in a choppy range. Everything, for the most part, other than Carvana right now, is kind of choppy. I'm not gonna do it. So this is I'm goodbye. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Stay green. Text me later, Otis, and let me know how you do. Hopefully you stay green. I'm green. I should stay green on the day. Even if even if Ford drops, I should still stay green, even if it sells me out. So I'm green, green, and green. I got no arguments going on right now. That's a lot of weight, not a whole lot of support. Yeah, I'm good. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out. Yeah, see, there's the drop. Kind of figured it was going to happen. I think it's going to go back up, but I'm not going to trade that. So, take care. Later.